Yo, what's up, guys? Time for Saturday workout. A little rough today. I pulled something. It's like probably like an intercostal muscle that I pulled yesterday, and it kind of was it was kind of a pain to sleep overnight. The clients like super I wouldn't say early this morning, but it was like early afternoon, and I tried coming back home and sleeping a bit longer. It didn't really work out, but I don't know. I guess I rested my eyes for a little while. So here we are, a little late for Saturday workout. But we are here. Hopefully, not feeling too bad. The problem really is it might hurt to really get arched with my usual bench press, because it's pretty much just when I go into extension. Like if I go flexion, it feels not bad. But man, if I catch the wrong spot, like in extension, ooh. But it's much better today than what it was yesterday. I will say that. So hopefully it doesn't impact, what we try to go for today. I think I should be fine. Might be a little uncomfortable, but I don't think it'll change what we hit necessarily. Oh, so yeah, we're up. Yo, what's up, Luke? It's been I haven't really done a ton. Well, I mean, I guess for a Saturday, I had a client, I trained a client, but not a ton. And besides that, trying to catch up on sleep, but that didn't really work. Alright, let's get it. I need to update the workout log. I will update it after, in between sets here. I'm able to do most of my normal arch, but once I get to just that last little bit, it's a little uncomfortable. Man, pretty manageable. Yeah, I mean, it's somewhat better. I don't want to say, I'm feeling like $1,000,000 again, but it's better than yesterday for sure. It's not even a big deal, right? The pain intensity doesn't necessarily mean that something's more like a wrong. I do anticipate that it'll be pretty much gone within a few days. And it probably won't even affect like what I do like by tomorrow. It's just a shame that it affected the sleep overnight. Actually making me realize that I could really get a lot more of push from my legs versus me trying to arch. Yeah, unfortunately, workouts a little bit later. I'm gonna miss some of my in the day crew. Got a lot of people that are in like different countries that pop in. Do. You're gonna miss this big bench day today. Alright, let's see. No good rest. No good rest. No, sir. Not on my end, unfortunately. But that's alright. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately. It'll be fun. I have a very late Christmas party I have to attend later today. So there probably won't be a game stream just because we're doing the workout stream way later too. It's 2:30 right now, and my Christmas thing is at 6, so it's just gonna be a chill weekend. But I'm hoping to be back live for some games tomorrow. Yesterday I was working on some continuing education, and then today kind of got bricked. So our stream will just be our workout stream for today. At least you always seem to be in very good spirits. I'm starting to kind of get used to. Well, I mean, even what I'm feeling right now is like nothing in comparison to over the summer. I was having a lot of issues with sleep over the summer. Oh, I was like a husk of what I am right now. So. That's what a strong man you are. I guess. Let's get this workout. Guys, my haircut's getting long again. I think I need to go in for a haircut this week. I swear it hasn't even been that long. I need to get it cut shorter this time around. Alright, 2:45. I have not updated the workout log yet. But, I mean, I know what we're working up to, right? We gotta try to get up to 325, 332. Our usual Saturday stuff anyways, right? Inverted, supinated, row. Got some BFR. Probably do a few exercises on the new machine too. What do we want today on the new machine? Maybe I see if there's enough weight for just like the normal chest press. Get a little chest press action in. How are we looking over here? Good. Man, I should have actually went to go see if there was any place I could have got my haircut today for the Christmas party. I was just dead. Was dead. Alright, let's get it updated here. I don't think it's ascending sets. I think it just warm up until the top set. Yeah. Okay. We'll put that down real quick. We got this. Wait, why did it just... Oh, I must have checked this by accident. There we go. I was like, huh? What just happened? Alright. One set of 325 to 332. 3 sets of 9. What did I do last week? I feel like I've really been pumping the back offset, so I'm going to double check the VOD, because I don't think it aligns with... Yeah, back off work has been going pretty good. We've been trying to push that pretty good. Content, video producer. I double checked the top set and I forgot to check back off. There's this. Let's see. 210 to 215, so probably 215 to 220. 215, 220. Inverted, supinated, row. Chest press. Machine. BFR, bicep slash tricep. How long do you normally sleep on average? Last question about sleep, I promise. No, I mean, it's all good. Although I wish the more questions I got about my sleep, the more I would sleep. I think the bigger problem is really that I keep waking up. I would say on average, I mean, it's always at least 7. It just like, it can be kind of broken, which kind of messes things up, right? You want that nice deep rim. But I always try to, you know, go to sleep as if I was, you know, at least getting 7. But it definitely doesn't feel like 7. I need to get like one of the watches or the rings that track your sleep. I'd be interested to see. Like, I don't know. Just, yeah. Because when I came home and I tried taking a nap, it's like I would lay there, and it was almost like I would be like about to fall. It's that state of like about to fall asleep is like when I try to take a nap, that's the best that I can get. Yeah, so it's at least always that I'm setting myself up for getting hopefully at least 7, but it feels like 6 maybe. Feels like 6, I would say, is pretty fair. I'd say that would be. What's that? Oh. Oh. Alright, we got a big bench set to hit. Gotta get it together. Yo, what's up, Arnicar? I do indeed have sleeves today. It's actually kind of chilly down here, too. I'm glad I have sweats. When you turn the stream on, you finish the workout. When you turn the stream off, you finish the workout to some proper ABBA tunes. I have my own music playing. What I play, like, for the stream is not what I listen to during my workouts. But this should be bangers. This is Expedition 33 Lo-Fi. These were fire. Yo, what's up, Scott? Getting a little rough today, but we're gonna make it through. How are you doing? This shit is ass. Well, first off, you don't have very good taste anyways. What you want me to play is World of Warcraft Lo-Fi, so... Invalid! Glasses, they are on the table. I need to put them on. You guys got the chat moving. Alright, 287. Alright. Do I go straight to 310? Kind of what I want to do. You feel, let's see. Yeah, I just hit Slowpokes with the invalid. Feel 287 years old today. Yeah, I kind of pulled something. I think I pulled like an intercostal muscle yesterday. And it kind of was getting in the way of me sleeping overnight. But we still got to get this workout in. Got to dust off the weights. I think we're going straight to 310. I fell asleep to a YouTube video that had a loud ending and woke up in the middle of the London Symphony Orchestra. Interesting. Alright, you guys are trashing on this, by the way. Maybe I should go back to the workout lo-fi that I was playing from forever ago. Here you guys go. You don't like the Expedition 33 lo-fi? You get this. I am back to multi-streaming like on YouTube too, so I mean I really can't play like normal music, right? YouTube definitely don't like that. They do not like that. Alright, 310. This should be last warm-up. You don't do best of pan. Oh, what's up, Luke? Luke on the YouTube as well. If you guys want actual music to chill and hang out with, you gotta come to the game streams. That's a lot easier to do. To kind of play whatever during those. More likely I'm not uploading those, you know, in some capacity. Alright, let's go, baby. I want vanilla ice cream. That does sound good. That does sound pretty dang good. I am more of a vanilla than a chocolate. You are. You got some of you guys really go out of your way to support as much as you can. I appreciate that. Big chillin'. All right, so I mean, I think that was a pretty good set right there. Is it a 332 day or is it a 325? To be fair, I always generally do my last especially if I'm warming up for a single. That last warm up is always usually a single. But I don't know, that first one, I was like, you know what? I gotta get me a piece of another rep. So I guess that must mean not feeling too bad today. Nice, cool guy. Appreciate that. Good old Saturday workout. I'm glad to see some peeps in here. Definitely doing it later than usual. Like I said, I definitely pulled something. And then was having some bad sleep because of it. So, had a client earlier and then I came home and I tried to nap for a little bit. Which was mostly unsuccessful. But, you know, we tried. Alright, we're going to do it. I think in that case, what I need is I need to take the green off and put yellow instead, and then put the white back on. I'm half asleep. It's pretty late for you, isn't it? I was actually mentioning earlier about how I figured I was probably going to miss a lot of my usual afternoon crew because you guys are popping in from like all over the place. You are so good though. Alright, we need to absolutely lock in though. Because this will be, I mean, it's not going to be exactly like conservative by any means. But we're feeling it, so. Do, 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 do. Yeah. Alright, 332 is on the bar. Oh god, here we go. Now, hey, I mean, let's see, how do I word this? If it were to be actually good, I would play it, but at this point, I'll never be one that initially buys the game day one. I gotta hear what people have to say about it. I have no problems, nowadays I have no problems popping into a game late. Because I'll grind to catch up if it's good. But I won't waste the time and start doing the grind if, to find out it's just not very good. I can catch up. I'll do it. I will grind. You know me. Alright. I've kind of just given up on MMOs for this year, though. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think we're gonna have very much in that space. MMO's dooms this year. That's okay, you know. MMOs on average take a little bit more time, right? So maybe not a bad thing. We'll be able to chill. And more so give variety versus, having to focus on one single game. Alright, guys. It is time. 332. We're gonna do a little bit of chalking up for this. Just a smidge. You know, the ritual for a nice heavy set. Get just a little bit of chalk. Come on. 332, here we are again. My old friend. I have missed you. Damn, that was a good tempo too. Out of the whole block, that was probably my best tempo across all the top sets. That actually did not feel that bad at all. That was good tempo. It didn't really feel very heavy on the unrack. Or as I started to lower. I don't know. Constantly trying to get us to join you in Dead by Daylight. Yo, I don't know how people play that game. I don't know how people main that game like that. I feel bad for Dead by Daylight streamers. There's no way anybody enjoys playing that game that much. Alright, let's see. That was really good, actually. So I'm gonna I'll probably need this. That was good. Yeah, MMO players in shambles this year. To say it. Welcome to the dark side. Introduce you to the world of gacha. Not so bad over here. I've never played Dead by Daylight, but I hear the fan base is toxic, so toxic. I've never actually played. I just can't imagine that it's very fun to walk around in circles and play tag. But hey, maybe I'm being toxic by saying that. Like, I just feel like it'd be fun for a little bit, and it's probably a lot more fun, like, with friends, but Jesus. There are some people that play it 6 hours a day. Boring. Does Dead by Daylight have a huge player base anyways? Alright, so this is 205. What did I say? 220 to 220? Let me get some small plates here. 215 to 220. 12-year-old called me a virgin because I couldn't outrun Freddy Krueger. Yikes! Told you. 215. Alright, so that means let's go 5s. Does not look fun, yeah. Hate to shit on whoever played it. In big 2026, I'm not gonna sit down and be like, I think out of everything else I could play, I'm gonna play Dead by Daylight. But hey, who am I to judge? I just play a bunch of gacha games right now. Man, what a good top set. That was really good. I am very happy about that. How we liking the new angle? Do we like the side cam on the other end? I think it's nice because you can actually see me like take or put stuff back on the like weight rack, the weight tree we have there in the corner. As before on the other end, you couldn't really see me when I was back there. But of course, it's a little like zoomed out because of that. But I think I like this angle better still. Quite nice. Can't remember. I feel like most of you guys were probably in here whenever I was messing around with it last stream, but just see if I can catch anybody else's opinion. Much better? Good. Good. Alright. I'm hoping not to flare up this rib thing more though. This little intercostal strain that happened yesterday. Okay. Should be, can't remember if it's close grip. Go close. I should double. I'm gonna double check after this set. Damn it. All right. Very nice, very nice. Also, if anybody has any questions, comments, suggestions, drop them in the chat. As always, if you're a first-time viewer, or anybody for that matter, not just exclusive to first-time viewers. We're looking a little rough today. I think if I would have gotten some better sleep, I probably would have went and gotten my hair cut today. I definitely need to do that this week. It's getting long. I need to shave after workout. I have a quite late Christmas party to go to tonight. Yeah, man, extension and then rotation is just not my like left side is just not having it right now. Fancy kind of earbuds that you just tap it and it plays the song, but for some reason it keeps not wanting to do that. Pain in the ass. Alright, we're gonna hit this set real quick. Definitely feels better than yesterday, though. Man, I remember I would go in the wrong direction and it would just catch and hurt like heck. Probably gonna put on 5 more pounds for that top set. All right, let's see here. Are your feet not supposed to be flat when you do the movement when you are benching? Well, technically I'm doing a variation of like bench press that's called Larson press, or like a feet up bench press. So yeah, I would say for most people, like especially for your super heavy weight, then you have to do it with your feet down. But I am getting a variation in. So that's how we did it at the, our heavy set too, right? We hit 332 with feet on the floor and everything. Yeah. So basically, Larson press, you know, you take the feet off the bench. You're not going to be able to lift as much weight, right? So we're decreasing the absolute load that you have to lift, so maybe it's a little bit easier on the joints. While keeping the relative intensity higher. I would say some other things to consider too is you're taking a point of contact off of the ground, right? So you're gonna need to kind of come up with the stability somewhere else besides your feet being planted on the ground. So I would say an increased demand or challenge for, you know, like shoulder stability, and then also rib cage. So it's kind of good in that aspect. Other than that, what would be some other potential? I would say, you know, maybe if it's probably more geared towards variation for people that are getting stuck at the bottom of a bench press. For people who actually are arching and trying to maintain a nice high touch point, it's really good too, because in my opinion, if you try to do a Larson press and you let that cave in, especially when you are like approaching, you know, touching your chest or your rib cage, wherever the bar pauses, if you let that sink, it is going to be infinitely harder for you to come up. Just because it literally flattens your rib cage up so much if you're not really maintaining this with your feet, with that variation of like the feet up press. In my opinion. And it really allows you to kind of see what it feels like to have like your rib cage kind of floating out in space away from you without you like having to wedge your hips like into your shoulder blade to kind of force that arch. There's a little bit of a difference. Like you'll probably get a little bit more of an arch if you can get good at just doing this and letting the rib cage, you know, go out towards the ceiling away from you. But most people can get a fairly decent arch from honestly just the leg drive. Like you're producing the force to go up towards the bench head side. You're wedging your hips into or closer towards your shoulder blades, and that just, you're naturally, if your shoulder blades are retracted and depressed, you're going to get some of that arch too. And then we think it's kind of hard to show without me being on the bench, but you know, we're pushing our hips closer towards our shoulder blade, and I'm getting a bit of an arch just from doing that. For approximating the pelvis and the shoulder blade closer together. All right, last set here. Let's hit it. I think we've been benching for a while. We're going a little slow. Oh, 50 minutes and I haven't even finished the bench? I like to think feet out. I'll show what some people do here in a second. I want the chest caving in and it'd be harder for you to push, yeah. Yeah, I generally do feet flat out. So I know some people will actually just do it with their feet on the end of the bench like this, but then I really think that you are still able to get a little bit of leg drive. Uh, and for me, the goal is to reduce like the absolute load needed to lift. And I think that we're kind of being counterproductive if we are getting a little bit of leg drive. Like, I really want it to be as I'm making it as hard as possible for myself, right? Plus, if you do it this way, then you do kind of have that extra additional like point of stability, right? Your feet are planted in the bench, so it's going to be a little bit easier for you to balance the weight. Alright, there we go. Went from talking about that to like having the sloppiest lift off and no arch. Looking for a new pair of powerlifting shoes? Do you have any advice? Well, when you say that, do you mean like heeled shoes for like squat, or like a bench/deadlift shoe? Or for some people, if you don't need a heeled squat shoe, then like you kind of have an all-purpose gym shoe, I guess. Well, for me, I typically do like lifters for squat. Although I don't know, I kind of feel like I'm growing out of that. Let's see on that. You use the barefoot shoe right now. Well, it kind of depends if you want. So like these right here, these are essentially like slippers, right? I do these with deadlifts and bench. Some people might squat in them, although I think they're less valuable as a squat shoe, because I mean these really do have like zero support, zero stability. And I think if you are squatting, you probably want at least something a little bit more than this. Like this would really cave in or do some weird stuff pretty easily. If you're looking for an all-purpose for all three, I would just go with the Avancus, honestly. I don't know if that's how you pronounce the name of it. Avancus, Avancus. Yeah. I'll type that in chat so you can. I think they're fairly reasonably priced. Actually went back and forth with, I couldn't decide if I wanted to get another pair of slippers just because I know that they weren't pretty good for me, or if I wanted to try like a little bit more of a traditional shoe. But ultimately went with the slippers because I saw that they were on clearance and they were like 30-ish. So yeah, I got those slippers again. But I'm kind of kicking myself because if I were to get away from using like lifters for squat, then I don't really have a really good option for like a shoe that I could squat in. Was looking at those F question mark. So I can't personally like say from experience that they're really good or not, but I've just heard a lot of people, you know, say that they're pretty dang awesome. they would be the ones that I would try out for sure. Oh, did you have an ad? Honestly, the event kits are pretty reasonably priced considering if you're a lifter that wants to lift with like, or wants to squat with lifters, plus you probably also have another shoe for squat and, or not squat, bench and deadlift. Well, lifters are quite pricey, and then you also have to buy like some slippers or something like that. Versus like if you're just somebody that doesn't need a heeled squat shoe, you're getting like an all-purpose shoe for all 3 lifts. That's like a pretty dang good price, I would say. You know, squat shoes are like probably at least like a good pair is probably what you're looking at spending 125 to 150, I think, on the lower side. Plus your slippers for bench or deadlift. Flat foot on the ground has always felt fine for me personally. I thought a rise would be worse. Well, in that case, I would say, heck yeah, keep rocking it like that. Old Teen, thank you for the follow. Was that on? What was that on? I actually don't know what kind of notification I would get if it was one on YouTube. Sorry guys, I'm like trying to check something here. Actually, I don't know that I would actually be able to see it. Maybe I won't open that up. That's fine. We'll figure it out later. Yeah, if you can get by without having to use a lifter, it's fine. It's mostly for people who may not have very good like hip or like ankle mobility to get all the way down in their squat. Well, these pull-ups, they are so unique. Yeah, inverted row. Inverted row, we just are able to load up some weight. Trying to make sure it feels okay. Definitely, it's a lot better because, like, even if I would have just like done this yesterday, oh, it would have been like, oh. So, I think we're at the point where it's like kind of calmed down, and I can kind of like try to mobilize a little bit, do some movements. But yesterday, I tried doing them. Like, I tried doing some nice. It's like a half kneeling, like sort of wall thoracic rotation. Oh, that one hurt like a MF. But now I think today if I did it, it would feel much better. think here. I'm just gonna stick to doing 2 sets of that. I'm like way behind. We've been chatting a lot. And we got some new stuff to do, right? With the workout machine. Let's see if I can load up enough to have some like meaningful load for like a chest press. A chest press. English is hard. Alright, so that means let's see, probably have to move this around a little bit. Let's see. What does that look like? It's like it's okay. That's a bit better. Up a bit. Yeah. Through. Smidge like so. I'll be just sitting on the bench most of the time anyway, so I'll be in line with it. All right. Can we get enough load from the new machine for chest press? That is the question. We about to find out. All right. We'll just take that off. Not delete it all. Okay, so let's see. More towards the bottom. Okay, not too bad. Probably could do some higher rep. Levels. We'll hang out with that. Chest press never really feels super good for me anyways. I actually, when I do chest press, like at the gym, I typically opt to not go very heavy, honestly. Even like as a power lifter who's focused on lifting crazy amount of weight, this one can irritate some things if I don't be smart about it. And it's on the pin 11, so I guess it's 110. By this machine's standards. Each machine is going to be a little bit different too, though. The way that the pulleys are, and you know, angle of pull of the muscles and joints. Because like 110 here might be different. A much different feeling on 110 on a different machine. I think if you've been like to multiple gym facilities, like you would really know what that feels like. There's quite a bit of, I guess, variation. So really, I just keep track and pay attention to whatever the pin is, but it probably doesn't mean much. Dude, get out of here with that crap. Oh my god, I'm about to not have kick messages show up on screen. Straight bots. Yeah, do not go to that link as a heads up. Probably not a very good idea. Alright. And we'll probably stick with this weight. It is lighter, but I'd rather like kind of ease in getting used to the movement, since it is historically something that can be a little irritable. I kind of wish that the back pad was a little bit longer so that I could actually like place the back of my head on the pad, but that's fine. It's just weird because it is a little bit of a longer pad, so I'm surprised that they just didn't go, a few more inches, higher. Maybe I should stick to only doing 2 sets too. Just a little introduction. It is weird because obviously I added in new exercises for the week 4, whereas usually I would probably just tack them on to like the start of a new block. So inverter, we did that. Chest press, BFR bicep plus tricep. We'll probably do the BFR the same as usual to kind of finish out the block. But there is probably some new exercises. I could just do the BFR 4 to push it a little bit harder. Some preacher curl. BFR could go pretty crazy. I think that's one that I would like for sure. That one will be a good one for sure for our next block. Okay, well, if we're just doing BFR and normal, we'll move this back over. In our usual spot. Good. And I should rotate. Well, we'll do the bicep first. Bicep in. It feels good to just get like a few more exercises in now for the home workouts. I will say that. And it's just been a few sessions. There's one, and here is 2. guess you can see most of. Yo, what's up, Mike? Man, it is 3:30 already. Alright, let's hit this BFR bicep real quick. What, I guess I should face this way now, huh? Switching things up a bit. New year, new angle. You guys can hear me alright, right? Especially when I'm over there where you guys able to hear me just fine. Over on the machine. Trial and error on a few things. Alright, let's hit this next step. Alright, one more set. Thumbs up. Good. I think that's a thumbs up, yeah. Well, Mick, if you do get the Avancus, you'll have to let me know how they are. But like I said, I've just seen and heard a lot of good things about them. Oh. Oof. You ordered them. Very nice. Very nice. I envy the people that don't need to use shoes. Although nowadays I don't know how much I need to use them either. Like I said, I think I might be growing out of doing the whole squat shoe thing. I like really being able to feel like the pressure of, you know, like where I'm putting pressure on my feet, right? And I think you have like, they're almost too too kind of bulky and too much, like too stiff, I guess, to like really feel where that foot pressure is. Maybe that only made sense to me. But I think if you put a squat shoe on, you know it's like, they're pretty heavy, they're pretty bulky. Yeah, feeling the ground. Just getting a good idea of where you're putting all the pressure, right? Obviously, one of the easiest cues for a squat is like to just think about maintaining that mid-foot pressure the whole way through the squat. And if you're not really getting that feedback very well because of your shoes, then I don't know, maybe it's not quite as effective of a cue. But yeah, just that nice mid-foot pressure. Hard to find something that feels like it has even support all around, yeah. Yep. Well, it's tough because like, ideally you would want at least a little bit of like support for like squat maybe, but then you also have to keep in mind for like deadlift or bench, you want the shoe to at least be flat, right? Because you know how running shoes, they kind of have like a curve upward. You don't want that because you want that nice flat foot to the ground. So it's like really hard to find that balance between at least a little bit of you know, stability or like support, but also that it's like nice and close to the ground. All right, tricep time. We're in 19 is where we're at. Ugh. That. All right, BFR tricep to end us out. Of course, since I am nearing the end, anybody has any questions, comments, suggestions, drop them in the chat, of course. Any last minute burning thoughts? We're gonna crank this out. And go on with our Saturday. Yeah, generally the workout for Saturday is much earlier. And then I have some time to do some game streaming, but yeah, today got kind of bricked. I have a Christmas party I gotta go to here in a few hours. As well, so it was like later stream for the workout and then Christmas party gotta go to. But should be, I'm hoping to be doing some gaming tomorrow on stream. Might start something up. I just really have had a tough time deciding what I want to like double down on and like really play through. But it might be AI limits just because it's kind of like Souls-like and anime. And I think that's kind of in line with like what's coming out in a few weeks. You know, we got Code Vein 2 coming out in a few weeks. That anime is Souls-like. So the only thing about that, I'm probably not playing it as soon as it launches anyways. It does look good though, but there's a lot of stuff coming out at the end of the month. There's some free titles that I'll probably get to playing before Code Vein 2. Anybody got any games they're excited about? Anything coming out that is interesting you guys? Alright, last step. I'll definitely be playing some Arknights Infield and crank out as much as I can before the following week where the Seven Deadly Sins open world kind of gacha comes out. Too many open worlds. You can really only play so many open worlds. They just generally take a little bit more time. Oh, I'm getting a phone call. What to do? I don't know. What do we have? Matt, 1 second. All right. Well, guys, that was a pretty good workout, honestly. That was pretty dang good. That 332 felt like phenomenal. That was we're on a good trend for bench press, I think. The past like 2 blocks have been super good. All right, 1 second again. 1 second. Wow, that was way longer than I thought it was going to be. My apologies, guys. My brother was talking my ear off. He didn't know I was streaming, to be fair, but I also just did not expect it to go that long. Alright, guys, well, I should have probably just ended stream, but I would have felt bad without my usual outro. We're all cleaned up, as always. Thanks for popping in, hanging out. Anybody have any questions to end out with real quick? Feel free to. Alright, guys. Thanks for popping in and hanging out for the workout stream. Thanks for the support and chatting as always. Like I said, unfortunately no game streaming today, since today was kind of a bricked day, and then I have some things I got to do this evening, so I'm like kind of running out of time. As is. Thanks for hanging out. Have a good Saturday and the rest of your weekend. Oh, what is up? Ubowski. Thanks for the stream. Sorry for the end of the stream. I got on a phone call and it just kept on lasting and lasting. Very nice. It's good to see that we had some people in on the YouTube side of things. I am back to doing the YouTube live streaming. So, yeah, as always, thanks for the support and thanks for hanging out. Do a lot of the workout streams. We're doing three workout streams a week right now, plus whatever gaming streams, but that's more so on like the Twitch side of things for the game streams, to kind of fill in the gaps a little bit as well, get some more stream time in. If you're a first time viewer, don't forget to follow up for all things fitness, powerlifting, performance, pain, injury, rehab related topics, more so educational versus specific advice, right? Just trying to, I guess, improve, let's see, healthcare literacy, I guess is the best way to put it. And then, a step down from that, anything like, I guess, high quality information, research, my takes about like fitness, powerlifting, and then obviously with the additional healthcare twist on things. So yeah, that was kind of a long drawn out way of saying it, but I hope to see you guys again soon. Any other last minute things? This was the last week of the block. We ended today off with the 332 top set, 220 for, well, we did 2 sets of 215 for 9, and then decided it was too light, so for the last set we went 220 for 9. Feeling pretty good. Bench is on the up, it feels like, so that'll be exciting. Next week will be a deload, so a little bit more chiller, more opportunity to just chat, a little bit lighter, probably some more game streams next week. So yeah, thanks for popping in. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Should be back at it tomorrow for some game streaming, and